Welcome back to another episode of Put It on the List. This week, we have another banger. We're breaking down some trailers. We talk about Mando. And we talk about beef. And we talk about so many other things. Of course, we have the nerd news you want and our world famous double feature. Let's start the show. I'm Francisco, and I'm here with my elderberry eating compadre, Andres.
Ooh, I don't think those are elderberries.
No, they weren't.
Just because something is round doesn't make it a berry and edible.
I thought you were a professional.
I just Googled
finding that shit. Yeah.
Oh, man. So how are you?
I'm doing great, man. Good to finally get to chat with you this week.
We got some stuff to catch up on that we've been biting our tongue, man. We've been biting our tongue for a couple episodes. These shows.
Secrets. Yep.
Yeah. But you were just telling me how excited you were about how some of your teams are doing right now.
Yeah, man. Barcelona won. I mean, right now, like we're recording, but Golden State's playing Sacramento and it's 82-80. So I don't know, by the end, before the recording is over, I might be sad. But I also heard that Lionel Messi might be coming back to Barcelona next season. One more again. Bring him back.
Is that exciting for you?
It's exciting for me because I know he's only got like 1 or 2 years left. And it'd be kind of good to have like a farewell season.
Are you excited because you get to buy another jersey?
Man, they do like fucking 10 jerseys a year. They just change them up. You know they change the designs of the jersey every year?
No.
Over there?
No.
You didn't know that?
No.
That's why they're rich over there, bro. Over here, they're dumb. They're like, they don't change the jerseys at all, bro. Like the NBA and the MLB and the NBA are kind of getting smart because like, oh, this is the city edition. Oh, this is that so-and-so edition. But man, these fucking over there in Europe, man, they change the jerseys and they're like there's secret drops. They're like, oh, it's the new kit drop. That's what they call them over there, new kits.
I know what a kid is. I watch Ted Lasso now.
Oh yeah, Mr. Ted Lasso. I forgot.
Woo.
But yeah, so the kits drop and they have like all kinds of. They're running out of colors. I'm telling you, colors and patterns. They've all been used.
I remember when the Chargers got their baby blue jerseys, and I was like, huh. And like that was like the second time I bought a jersey, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah,
but yeah, those were sick.
Yeah, the only thing about soccer jerseys is that they're really hard to come by for the big guys. You know, so you got to do some special searching. You know.
You got to take them to a tailor shop.
Sometimes it's a little bit of soul searching. Like, is it worth it? My self-esteem to try to fit into one of these motherfuckers? Because then they do like the Euro cut. They do the Euro cut on these jerseys, and I was like, damn, it's snug in here.
Well, you know how some people have like gold pants? You can have like a gold jersey.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
You can do it.
Hopefully. Yeah, man. All right. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
All right, moving on. You want to get started, buddy?
Yeah. News?
All right.
Get a little news?
All right. News and tidbits.
All right, man. What's the first one? First one.
All right. First one. Rian Johnson plans a golf comedy? ? With Will Ferrell.
Just a little, just a little comedy guy. A little.
Yeah. That'd be interesting.
Little spring chicken.
I think Rian Johnson is a great writer. So I think we're in good hands.
I think he could set up situations really well too. And I mean, Will Ferrell is just there to execute. I don't know if it's going to be on Apple or what. I would assume Apple because Rian Johnson's in the Apple game right now for shows. And his movies are on Netflix, but his shows are on Apple. So I'm assuming
Yeah.
he's going to be in that general area.
Well, he's also on Peacock. He has that one show that was pretty good.
Oh yeah. Will Ferrell doesn't strike me as a Peacock guy though. I'm gonna go with Apple on this one. It's my guess.
Bro, like, are you like segregating apps? Are you like he doesn't strike me as a Peacock guy? Come on.
That's the thing. I think Apple, you can go hard R.
They got more money.
You can go hard R on Apple. I don't think you can go hard R on Peacock. Or am I wrong?
Yeah.
Really?
I think you're wrong.
Okay.
Like Peacock has like one of the best scary movies of the year so far. It's like, if you guys haven't seen Sick on Peacock original, it's just called Sick, and it's the same writer of the original Scream movie. I highly recommend it.
And we talked about that. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'll check that out. So yeah, looking forward to it. Probably the next year or so it'll show up.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got?
Next up, we got Fantastic Four. Rumors and Star Wars casting. Fan casting, really.
I don't know. This one seems to be corroborated by some folks that are in the know, apparently.
Oh, yeah?
And so go ahead and tell them what it is, and I want to hear your takes on this.
Well, I guess there's the rumor that Adam Driver is going to be Dr. Doom.
Actually, no. I typed that out wrong. Adam Driver is going to be Reed Richards.
Oh, Reed Richards.
Yeah, people were already saying he's already played Dr. Doom in Star Wars, so now he gets to play the opposite of Reed Richards in Fantastic Four. What do you think?
I kind of would like to see him. I think he definitely has a dark side. I don't know if he's going to be like, because I always see Mr. Richards or Dr. Richards as a super positive, kind of outgoing kind of guy.
Scientific guy.
Yeah.
A little bit of a by the book nerd kind of guy.
Yeah. And the glasses half full kind of guy.
Yeah.
And Adam Driver can be a little bit intimidating, I think, to approach. So I don't know. We'll see, man.
Yeah, I'm super curious. Like, is he gonna play like he's always an over the top dude, and for him to play a more restrained scientist, I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. He's a good actor, though. He's a good actor. Yeah. But
have you seen?
Go ahead.
Have you seen The Wedding or a Marriage Story on Netflix?
Yeah, it's not a happy one.
It's not a happy one, but he was pretty subdued there. He wasn't like over the top. I think he was a normal guy,
screaming and punching walls and shit.
Well, I mean, that shit happens, bro, in relationships.
So
it's the facts. They don't call it domestic violence for nothing, dude. It wasn't made up. It's not like people all like, put rose petals on each other's floor for each other on the floor. Some people yell at each other,
There's a lot of yelling in that movie.
Angry.
Oh, he goes there in Marriage Story. So yeah, I'm curious.
It's realistic.
So he already did his big franchise thing with Star Wars, and I'm surprised he's going to jump into another one if it happens. But we'll see, because MCU needs some new blood and some new stories.
To me, I always saw him as a director chaser. Like there's some actors that just chase like
DiCaprio,
big time directors. Yeah, DiCaprio, for example. So I thought that was his career path that he was going for. But it's kind of weird to see him, because who directed that 65? The dinosaur movie he just did.
Couldn't tell.
So that was kind of like a cash grab, right? I'm sure they paid him a ton of money for that shit.
How dare you, sir? How dare you?
And I heard it's good.
I've heard it's not.
Oh, really?
I've heard from a couple people who watch it. They're trying to be very nice about it when they were trying to explain it to me. And I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Like well, when they started with, I got like several wells.
Okay. Well, all
right.
I'm going to have to check it out and see what happens.
We'll see if that rumor comes around. All right. What's the next
thing?
News.
The Duffer Brothers. Stranger Things guys. All right. They got a new series unfolding at a retirement community in the New Mexico desert, where a group of unlikely heroes must band together to stop an otherworldly threat from the one thing they don't have: TikTok time.
That was a good read, man.
You like it?
Yeah, it was good.
I didn't even practice.
Man, all right. It's cool. I think they're doing this thing where Stranger Things starts kids, and I think this next series is going to be about like retired folks or going in the farther direction. Sounds fun. It's going to be Duffer Brothers, sci-fi.
Yeah,
doing some crazy out there stuff. I'm in. It's
yeah,
probably
me
not
too.
it's not going to air for another year or two, probably more like 2 years because they got to finish the fifth season of, or is it fifth? Fifth season of Stranger Things, fifth and last season.
How big is that going to be, bro?
Like that big.
Yeah, like that big?
Like big.
Like a California burrito kind of big?
Like a double tortilla California burrito. It's going to take two. Yeah.
That's big.
It's going to constrain. Yeah, it's going to be
huge.
Yeah.
It's going to be huge.
No less than 16 shrimp.
You dirty girl. All right. Hey, Nintendo's coming up.
Dude.
Mario Brothers.
Dude.
Is murdering everybody.
I think they said at some point in the next week, it's going to hit $1 billion worldwide at the box office. Dude. With a B, billion. And people, dude, imagine when the first trailer dropped, people were kind of making fun of it. And they're like, what is this? And then some folks watched it and some more folks watch it and folks keep watching it. And like 2 weeks in, people can't get enough apparently.
Yeah.
I'm so curious. Like I would have guessed this would have came out and not lit the world on fire, but this lit some shit on fire.
Yeah. I asked Anita, hey, do you want to go watch the Mario Brothers? She's like, nah, I'm okay. And I think it's the loud. It's loud, Dad. I'm like, well, that's how movie theaters are, babe. Like, they're loud.
Yeah. You know what's
now she wants to watch it because all her friends have watched it.
Side note to that, I found a feature on the Apple box, whatever the hell it's called, the little Apple TV box that we just got recently. Because our Roku broke and we got Apple TV. There's a feature in there to clip the loud noises where it won't let like explosions go above a certain level. So it all stays like steady the whole time. And I was going to buy a piece of hardware. You can buy like these little pieces of hardware for like $100 or $200, I think.
Yeah.
That you can run your sound through that'll regulate it for you. So everything is kind of like steady instead of like up here and you can't hear them talk. But when shit blows up, you can't hear anything, in your ears for like 5 minutes. So it's like, come on, get those sound mixes in.
Yeah. I don't know, bro. Like, I think when shit blows up, we're only thinking of one thing. I don't need to hear the motherfucker talk.
No.
Let's get out of here.
But then you got to like turn that shit up and you got to turn that shit down because it's like it's too much, too little, too loud. It's like fuck, pain in the ass.
What is that regulator on? Is it on Apple or is it on a different app?
It's like a software within the hardware itself that you. It's not Apple. It's not in the app. It's in the actual hardware.
It's in the device.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. And then, side note to that, people who are still paying attention to all this yappity yap, Amazon introduced something that now. It'll isolate the dialogue track and it'll boost it. So the dialogue will be nice and evenly boosted. Because I don't know if you notice in a lot of films now, I'm like, what the fuck are they saying? Turn on the subtitles. I have no idea because the sound mixes these days are so challenging, let's say. So that's pretty cool that they did that. Yeah.
And I think too, like the sound mixing, that gets a little challenging too because not everybody has like a cool sound system at home or anything like that. So they do these to be effective in the movie theater where you got, state of the art shit.
Yeah.
And you come home and you're like, my thing doesn't sound like that. I'm so sad.
What's dope is I bought our fucking sound bar and subwoofer for like $150, maybe $200, like 6-7 years ago. And that thing's awesome. Like it was like the best investment, and it was not like some crazy 5.1 kind of deal. But anyways, Mario Brothers. Yeah. So I had a question. This movie's doing well, and they're already saying more Nintendo based properties are on the way. What do you think they should be doing?
You know what? Oh man! So there's 3 big ones out there, right? We got Castlevania.
Oh,
right.
They've done animated ones already for Castlevania on Netflix.
Yeah.
Like 2 or 3 seasons.
That's true. Yeah. And which is really violent.
Yeah, I don't think this is okay. But
we're not doing that. So maybe that one's off. There's Metroid.
Okay.
And then there's Zelda. Right. Mm-hmm. Those are probably the 3 biggest titles I can think of that haven't.
I thought so too, but I want to add one just because it's this game that I totally loved, and I think the designs and all that shit would do well in an animated film. Mega Man.
Oh, that's a good call. Yeah.
I remember Mega Man 2 was so much fun. Like, so much fun. And, like, the designs and all the different characters, each level.
So
like,
colorful, too.
It was so cool.
Like, it had, like, every color under the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I think Zelda's probably going to be the... I think Zelda will get the...
Zelda's, like, yeah. But, like, I think, like, the fandom of Zelda is kind of, like, borderline, like, those mega fandoms that become toxic sometimes, where like they want things a certain way. They're like, how dare you make his hair a quarter inch longer than it is in the fucking thing? I'm like, calm down. Hey, calmate. It's all right. But, you know, some people can't take it.
Yeah.
You know?
But, I mean, but it's all but assured this is happening now.
Yeah, for sure. They're like, oh, we can make money like this? Oh,
dude, this is the same studio that did all the Despicable Me films. So these guys are on a roll with
they got some skills.
And these guys, so they're doing well. I'm glad they're doing well because I think they're fantastic. Yeah. And I want to see more.
Yeah. All right. Looking forward to it. All right, man. That's cool.
It's time to get to the meat of the show.
All right. What we watched.
What we watched.
All right, man. We're going to start with the finale of Mandalorian season 3.
Overall impressions before we dig into the dirt.
Overall impressions. All right. It was a shiny, exciting finale, but at the end you felt a little bit like,
Okay.
That's my overall.
I would say they went back and stuck the original formula, and I think they executed it really well. And it's not at all perfect. And I think they course corrected just enough to keep people happy. And I was very happy with the, like the last shot, let's just call it the last shot, which we'll talk about in a little bit. I was like, okay, they're kind of doing a little bit of going back to the basics maybe. But, and I think that's when the show kind of shined more. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. I think there was a lot of doubt that was brought through the season, so you're kind of like questioning everything now, and it's just kind of like, you know, it's up in the air. We'll see.
Sure. And
where before it was like 100% I'm in. Now it's like, wait, you know,
like if you miss an episode or two or half a season, you're like, I'll be all right. Like Book of Boba Fett, I was excited, and then I skipped to the very end, watched the last 2 episodes. I'm like, all right, that's all I need. Like, I didn't watch any of the stuff in the middle, and I'm totally good with that.
Were you like a big Boba Fett guy when you were a kid?
Who wasn't? Like, because it was his freaking, this fucking guy just raised his hand.
Me? I wasn't.
Dude, he had the cool ship. He had the cool ship. He had the cool armor. He was on screen for like 5 minutes and like did a bunch of shit. Like, he had more impact than anyone else in 5 minutes. But go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, how does it feel that they just stomped on your dick for your childhood fandom? They just like, here. Oh yeah, you love Boba Fett? Here, he's old and he sucks and he can't fight now. Instead of weekly episode, they should just call it a weekly ass beating. The Mando ass kicking of the week.
Brought to you by Pepsi Cola.
Yeah. That's all your childhood dreams going down the drain.
Yeah, but they kind of already established that feel from like the prequels and some of the other stuff. Like, all right, see what happens.
Yeah.
You just kind of like hope for the best. And if it's not, hey, they tried. I don't know.
Yeah.
But let's get into some spoilers.
Let's do this.
I'm setting the timer. All right, listeners, we rambled for 12 minutes, so fast forward 12 minutes, unless you want to get some shit spoiled, and there you go, Mandalorian. All right, fire away, spoilers.
Man, dude, like that, I'm glad that Mando, that he finally got his mojo back, like as far as like fighting skills. I was like, man, am I watching The Mandalorian or Daredevil down the hall? You know, he was just like, pa, 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 pa. Hit the next one. You know, like that was legit, man.
I gotta say, that was like
the highlight for me.
Yes, that was his best showing of the season, and he was on his own, and that was really dope. And it was cool. It was a cool callback to what's it called, the Phantom Menace, where Darth Maul and that fight scene had all those little laser doors, and they couldn't get through them when they were fighting at different times. And like, oh shit, that was a cool callback. And again, dude, they ain't got no safety rails in this universe. Like once again, like 0 safety rails. Like what?
Yeah.
But all right, but it looked cool. It looked cool.
I guess the ship designers, engineers are like, we don't need that shit. We're I don't know, man. How do you not do that? There's no OSHA in space.
What's 0 OSHA? Or there was some OSHA coming through the clipboard, and he was like, "See, I gotta talk to the commander. Right this way, sir. Yeah, so I found you guys back." And then just fucking shoot him out the fucking little escape hatch.
Maybe OSHA's the New Republic, and the Empire's like, oh, we had either, paint everything black or get safety rails. So we went with everything black.
We only got so much resources to go around.
Oh man, yeah. And then this is part of the doubt part. Like the Mandalorians, like big badasses, man, they were still getting their ass kicked and stuff. But I gotta say that aerial fight scene with the jetpacks. But I'm like, in the first episode, remember we're clowning them because they ran out of gas.
Yeah,
I'm like, it doesn't add up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, homie went to space. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, where was that guy when they were chasing the dragon? And are they different jetpacks? There's a lot of questions here, man. And it's like, and those are like small details where like, if it was like really good, pristine writing, they would have worked it out. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe they needed another week or two at the table. Somebody asked some questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, well, this guy ran out of gas over here. I mean, can we do that in this episode? And be like, oh, they're just kids. They're just buying toys. It doesn't matter.
We want to see people climb some mountains. So we're going to do that in the first episode. But ain't a mountains to climb in space. So when you're in space, maybe there's so little friction in space, it was no problem with the fuel.
But you had to break the atmosphere, dude. He came from the ground, bro. We started at the bottom. Now we're here. They started at the bottom, bro, and then they went up. So he had to break through the atmosphere.
Maybe the ship was just under the atmosphere. I don't know, man. That shit was in space. That shit was like miles above the clouds. I don't know. But I gotta say, homie did his job really well. And then when he crashed into the fucking I don't know how he was able to steer straight into the one little tiny hole on that one big ass planet, but he did it. I thought he was gonna go down with the ship. I'm like, damn, this dude's hardcore. Then he's like, fuck this, shoots a hole and just gets out of there.
Jetpack, activate. How did he turn that shit on, dude? It just turns on like.
How would you watch The Rocketeer? It's a little button.
Oh, maybe
it's like right there. It's good to go, man.
That makes sense, I guess. Dude, I gotta say, I laughed out loud when Moff Gideon. What was his name? Moff
Gideon.
Yeah, Moff Gideon. Yeah, when he's like, you destroyed all my clones. Like the most obvious bad guy fucking thing he could say. He's like, what do I do now?
He's definitely a better actor than the material that they gave him.
Yeah. It was like such a waste of space.
I am here to defeat you. Like, that's it, man. Like, all right, but hey, he's Gus, so I'll forever give him a pass.
Like in my head, I'm like, maybe like one of these burned up clones turns into the main bad guy from The Last Jedi.
Oh, that'd be fascinating.
What was his name? Snoke. Yeah.
And then people are saying, what if Moff Gideon was actually a clone and the real Moff Gideon's elsewhere? Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Because they don't kill people here.
They look pretty successful. Those clones are just like chilling, like, hey, what's up?
Yeah. Oh, and another really cool shit is when Din Grogu. I love that his name is Din Grogu now. But
that was cool.
But like the dome, when he was protecting them from the fire, he's like, that was pretty cool.
That was like some Incredible stuff when the daughter did the same. I was like, damn, it's cool. It's callback. But
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is cool. The little dude, and he takes his little nap.
Yeah. But I thought he was already his son when he's like, I adopt him. I'm like, bro, I thought you already adopted him.
Maybe he didn't have the paperwork in.
Maybe. So he got the stamp at the city hall now.
Yeah, that's what it was. He had to wait in line. Maybe he got to skip the line.
Oh, like, it didn't get notarized. Now he's notarized.
Yeah. The armor pulled out her little hammer. It was like, bink. And so she's good now.
Bink. A good sound effect, bro. Dude, that's like an amazing sound effect you just did.
Thank you. I gotta say, a jetpack and a giant hammer. I never guessed that was gonna be such a good combo. Well, in battle, like she was just dang, taking people down left and right. Like Jesus, that's probably way easier to use than a blaster.
Yeah. So I'm back in that. I think she's hot underneath all that.
And there was no turn. I really liked that there was no spies or no turns. It was straightforward battle. Yeah. No stupid reveals like ha ha ha. I liked the episode a lot. I liked how they went back to the basics and just started kicking the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
And that was it. And they didn't overthink it, because when they start to overthink shit, it gets kind of lost, there's already enough moving parts. So strip it down and make it fun and entertaining. And I thought they kind of basically landed the ship, figuratively, metaphorically,
I mean, I enjoyed the episode, but it's just it's covered with all these other things now. You know what I'm saying? Like questions and
I think it's too much baggage.
Yeah, I mean, it's just what's different from this season finale than the last season finale? You know what I'm saying? What advanced? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
in the last one, he gave up Grogu to do his own thing. And in this one, it kind of came full circle to him accepting his position as his protector / father figure. And it seems like he finished that whole Mandalorian question mark, bringing them together, who's who, what's where. Yeah. It's kind of established now. He could just kind of go and rest on his little homestead outside the place. And I think it's going to go back to the basics, which it should. You know what I mean? Do some more simplify and have it fun. Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah, and I guess so. But it's so funny because he's like, I'm a cop now because I can pick and choose. I'm only doing bad guys. I'm only chasing bad guys. Yeah. So is he going to help other people that are not falsely accused kind of, guy?
He's got his little niche carved out in the universe. He can just kind of have a little peaceful existence for his son now, because he's got to make choices based on, he's a family man. So he can't be doing some crazy shit all the time. He can't be trying to resurrect a planet.
Okay. So how many more seasons do you think they're going to do? I would just like one more, maybe get him to talk or set something up for the future.
I was going to say,
because if it's more than two, it's just diluting the product, I think. You know what I'm saying?
I think this next season is going to be a make or break. Are they going to be able to introduce some elements that are interesting? And are they going to tie him into other shows well enough to kind of keeps the idea, the mythology going for it's interesting? If it's just rinse, wash, repeat, it's going to get dull.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, man. Well, that's all I got. I mean, I think you explained it pretty good there. So I see
I want to give a couple shout outs to the design of those, the stormtroopers were mixed with Mandalorian armor. Yeah. I thought that was a really, really fun touch, watching Mandalorian type stormtrooper armors versus the actual Mandalorians. You know what I mean? I thought that was a really cool take. I'm like, visually, it was really cool. They had the fucking stormtroopers had fucking flamethrowers. And I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah, that was cool. They can't fight for shit still.
Yeah, that was cool. The ship crashing into the planet, that was pretty dope. Damn, that was pretty epic. And the whole show looked fantastic.
Yeah, super clean.
And then I loved the little council of bad guys with the holograms. They kind of established a bigger world out there. So maybe Mando has to start maybe taking them out one at a time, which is kind of a cool thing. And I like the fact that one of the guys there was named Hux. The last name was Hux.
Oh, yeah.
And he must be the dad or the uncle for the other Hux that we see in the prequels.
From the Nepo baby, the other one.
Yeah, that's the one. So that's kind of cool. And that's pretty much all I got. I thought it was cool, the last ending, how we just kind of them on a little farm, just keeping it simple again. There's no they didn't have any big reveals. I like that they didn't go over the top. I thought they were going to drop in like a couple of Jedis all of a sudden. Nothing happened like that. And I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. It was so funny when you brought up the hologram guys, the evil circle. It was funny because they all would look at each other like they would look at each other, then they would look at Moff Gideon like, who put this fool in charge? Like they kind of, like I bet they're all like, yeah, he's gone. That guy sucked anyways.
He keeps getting caught and killed and caught again. I'm like, why are we dealing with this fucking idiot?
Why does he get a shiny suit and we're all just wearing our normal evil Empire shit?
And I like the fact that it kind of established like, oh, they brought up in that meeting what was talked about in Andor, where they have to act in a certain way and do certain, clandestine activities while making it not look connected, even though it's all connected.
Yeah.
And Andor did the same thing. The rebels had to do all these things that were connected, but making it look completely not connected. So they can't figure out that there's an organized uprising happening like right in front of them. Yeah. These guys are doing the same exact shit.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really, really cool. So that I appreciated that little nugget.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right.
All right.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
All right, moving on.
Moving on. All right. Time for the Big Daddy.
I think this one's going to go for a little while. This is going to be interesting because we have not talked about this.
Yeah. All right. So we both finished Beef. It's in the beef. Yeah, Beef.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, Ali Wong and Mr. Steven Young, yeah. And yeah, man. So what are we doing here, man? We're like overall, and I'll say this. For me, it started as a spy versus spy kind of shit. Like as far as like who can fuck up each other the most, like they would just take turns, and it evolved into something else that we'll talk about when we're going to be into the spoilers and stuff.
Yeah.
But every episode, I think, I wouldn't say the stakes elevated in a way they did. And in a way, it was just like the show found its legs and the show found its story to tell each episode. And it kind of like, by the end, you're like, what? So I enjoyed it, man. I appreciate it. And it's right now, it would be on my top list, for the year.
Right now, it's in my top 3 for the year. Easy, I think, because I think, as you were saying, they did something that was so smart. They set up the first episode was pretty straightforward, like these toxic pieces of shit that clearly have mental issues, and they're just doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, do I really have to keep watching this? And I was encouraged. Shout out my friend Kathy. She's like, you just gotta watch. It's good. Watch it. I'm like, all right. So I stuck with it, and every episode got a little bit more.
Surprise.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Quitter.
Yeah.
And then by episode like 4 or 5, man, I was in. I was like the structure and like how each episode is like an onion, and they keep peeling back the next layer and the next layer, and you're just like, what? And like, we'll get to some more of the specifics in a little bit. I'm like, this is really, really well thought out. And then they start doing callbacks to what happened earlier, but you didn't realize like this was important. And they came back and just keep building and building. And like the structure of this is so good. Like there's so much happening.
Like a foundation of a house.
Dude. Yeah. And when it comes to payoff, like in that final episode, I was like the most perfect ending. Like I was just like, shit.
Yeah.
Like clearly this was like, you could tell they knew this was going to be good. And then you can tell that they knew they were sitting on like a great script and this great concept, and they got like the right people to do it.
Yeah.
And they spent the money to do it because it looked so good. Like the locations and like the lighting and everything. It just looked like a feature film, like beginning to end, taken super serious. And man, that fantastic show. I need to watch it again. But let's get into some spoilers, shall we?
Sounds good.
All right, listeners. We spoiled the way on Beef 16 minutes. So fast forward 16 minutes and or just go watch the damn show because we loved it. All right. Okay. Fire away.
All right.
Highlights, lowlights.
All right. So I just want to, a couple like broad statements about the show as a whole. Yeah. Okay. So like I said before, it started off as a revenge who can, mess each other up the most. And at one point, they both had a success, right? Like they both achieved a level of success. She had the deal. He brought his parents, built them a house. They both had a level of success. They had to do things that were not comfortable to them, but they did it. And like the the pivot of everything was when he came to the party for George, for the husband, and he wanted to talk to her because neither one of them had found happiness. And he's like, "Are you happy?" And that was like a sincere question, like the happy part. And like to me, that was kind of like the synthesis of the whole show, right? Like, finding personal satisfaction, being happy, and like just drawing from real life experience. It's like you know, what's happy to you, what's happy to me. Everybody's different. Um, it was all a facade, this whole thing that they're playing around. It was all fake. Um, and they didn't figure that out until like almost dying from like all the crazy shit from the home invasion, and then the freaking running off the road, fighting each other, helping each other again, but still being mad. And then they get high, and then they have this out of body experience, and like not till like they're at the point of dying that they realize that like, hey, we're the same, but we're different. You know what I'm saying? Like I have problems, you have everyday problems. Everybody has problems, but until we're in that person's shoes, we don't know what they're going through. So like that little incident in the beginning of the parking lot where she's going through some shit and he's going through some shit, and they don't know how to process their emotions and their feelings, and this one person crossed them, it just sets everything into motion without even knowing it. And it just like it was done so well, and it was a little overwhelming at the end when they're like, oh my God, this is about the relationship that we have with myself. Like the relationship I have with myself, like me being happy. I can only make me happy. I can't make you happy. And it's about being how comfortable you are with each other. And we have to respect each other as humans, right? Like we're all different, but we're the same. The yin and the yang and all that. Um, everybody has lived a different life. And to get to that point where you have to figure out what it's going to take to make you happy, you know what I'm saying? Everybody's different. And I hope that people try to embrace some of that, feeling where like, hey,
Yeah.
we're okay. You and me, we're the same, but we're different. Let's get it together. Let's figure it out. So that's like the most honest thing I could say about the show is like, it's hard to find being happy, but you just got to be happy with yourself.
And further than that is they do something like most shows don't almost never do, is they explored like some of the root causes of that unhappiness and that uneasiness. And when they do all the flashbacks to them as children.
Yeah.
And people don't understand, like when you're a kid and developing all those literally your brain is developing all those little neural pathways that establish like how you process a situation or a thought or an emotion or lack thereof.
Yeah.
And because they got kind of fucked up, for lack of a better term, when they were growing up, they developed all these really bad toxic traits. And that just came out over and over and over in life. And then they realized like
they didn't know how to accept themselves.
No, not at all. And they didn't know how to do that. They didn't know how to let go of other people. They didn't know how to do anything. It was all social acting. All they knew how to do was like social act. But at the end of the day, they're just like, they hate themselves in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And they don't know how to process that. And they don't know how to love, like that whole love thing. Like they didn't understand how to do that. If you can't love yourself, how are you going to love someone else? And it's like, oh man, it's like, then it kind of comes back to, as you were saying, like I learned a long time ago, it took us still a while to figure out like the term everyone is fighting their own battle. Like you don't know what their battle they're fighting, but everyone has like their own thing happening. And that's why be a little kind to people. Don't be a fucking asshole 24/7.
Yeah.
And that kind of totally comes through here. Cause like that little spark igniting a fucking inferno.
Yeah.
And like it was just so insane how like the show just kind of like I said, just the layers and layers and like. And dude, it ends with like a fucking murders and crazy shit, and you're just like
a home invasion.
dude, everything. And like the place was on fire and the fucking SWAT teams and fucking like, blah, blah, blah. This dude's family possibly dead and freaking out. And you're just like realizing like, I did this because I don't know how to do my shit. And then it ends the final episode with them like literally stripped, like nothing.
Yeah.
Like they're isolated. There was no one around to perform to. There was no connection to any kind of social, nothing. You're like, you're on your own and there's no one judging you.
Yeah.
And there's no one, and you can just be yourself and just be honest for the first time ever because you're forever on a stage is I think how they see it. And all that was stripped away. And especially when they got the berries going, that kind of,
they went to another universe.
And they connected in like that last shot of them, like in the hospital, just fucking destroyed together. And they kind of like, they embraced. And that was kind of like.
Well, was he awake? Really? Well, I know that she did it. Can we break down the ending? Can we break down the ending?
Yeah.
So like, at the last shot was when she curled up next to him into the bed and, the shot kind of closed on that, right?
Yeah.
How did you interpret that?
That he was awake, not completely, but awake enough because he put his arm around her.
Oh, he moved his arm?
He put his arm around her. Yeah, he like embraced her, and I think that was kind of like them embracing their just fucked up selves, and I think that just meant like they saw each other and they felt each other's pain and they understood each other for the first time, and they understood what it was like to be understood by someone else. Yeah, and that's why they were so like just broke. They had to like break themselves down to like nothing. Yeah, before they were able to like admit anything or be a better person. Yeah. So that's what that whole final episode was about. And oh man, and that layered it back on with Jordan. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, imagine that. Try to wrap your head around that, where like this person that you've hated, right, and your whole life you haven't been seen by anybody, but you see that person and that person sees you, right? Like try to wrap.
And then you present your worst self.
Yeah. And then it's like, and like now they're embracing because they have one another. Yeah. That's amazing, dude. Amazing writing. Amazing like, storytelling.
And how they went from point A to point B might have been one of the wildest stories. And everything clicked. You know, everything made sense. Like the cousin and the crazy stuff and the choices that were made and how everything kind of like just layered and came back and they set it all up. And like the Vegas episodes, I was like, cheers, this is fucking nuts. And then like this kind of like,
getting crazier, bro. I was like, God damn.
At that point, I was like, I just couldn't wait to watch the next episode. I was like hooked. And I totally see how this show brought people in. I could also see people who hated this show. There's a lot of people who did not like the show at all. Yeah. Because it was just too
over the top.
I don't know, man. It's a little deep. It's over the top, but it's also deep. And I think you kind of have to like power through some of this stuff.
Oh, so you think people were rejecting like, what am I feeling? Oh, get off me.
Yes. Really? I think people don't understand. I think so.
Some people might not have understood, right? Like the bigger.
Yes. Yeah. And like the last episode, people out there who don't get it, they're not trying to kill each other. So it makes no sense.
Yeah. Why would they hug each other?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're just like, kill them. Like that's all they wanted to see.
Yeah. I think once they took the berries and stuff like that, they were one. They were one. You know what I'm saying? One and the other, right? Because like, who am I? You're me, and then you're her. And remember, like they were talking, like it was Ali Wong telling the story of him as a child, and that was amazing, right? Like
it was crazy,
like this spiritual connection and stuff like that. And like, dude, I laughed so hard when they woke up. We're still here. Ah. Dude, that's a journey. Hey, they traveled through time and space.
I couldn't agree more. That was like they went literally on a trip together. Like it was nuts, man. And I was just so impressed that they took it down to like from like an 11 of like the fucking home invasion scene where a fucking woman got chopped in half
we didn't even talk by
her
that.
fucking her panic room door.
Fuck a panic room, tell you that much.
You would think a panic room would have like a safety or some shit.
No, but that's the whole point, right? Like the door's gonna shut one way or another.
But if the door shuts on you and cuts you in half, there's nothing left to panic about. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what to tell you, bro.
Yeah.
That scene was nuts. And it's so great that they didn't show it. They just showed the door struggling.
Yeah.
And then you hear the sound, and then you see everyone's faces, and you see that dude throw up, and like,
Yeah.
dude, that was nuts, man. This show is like, oh, so good,
Yeah.
so good. I did not see half this shit coming.
Yeah.
and it's not formulaic, and it's. I gotta look up this writer because I gotta follow this dude.
Yeah. And it's
fantastic.
random, right? It was all random, like, and it was like, I know you were saying like it's an onion, like a layers, but it's more like a, like for me, I felt like it was a snowball. Like it just kept
Yeah.
rolling, right? Like,
Yeah.
because Danny goes into their house and he wants to leave, but the little girl gets into the truck because she wants candy. Because
Yeah,
he
and
gets
they're buddies,
candy
they're
from
buddies.
Zane, right? And
Yeah.
and now the cops are there and he can't take her back. He doesn't want to take her, but what does he do?
Yeah.
And it's just
He
like
wants to give her back.
snowball. He walks in and then what? His cousin's out and his cousin wants to murder him. And then they're
And he's
like, you know, it's just
he's got one chip to play, and he plays it as the girl. And what he's won like $500,000. Give me all killer.
Yeah.
Like, and it felt, none of that felt like out of place. Like it was like, yep, that would happen. Yep.
Yeah, because we were in this world. We were wrapped up into this world. And like I really have no notes for the acting because I thought all the acting was great. Like I think everybody played their roles perfectly. You know what I'm saying? Even the little wimpy church guy, there was like,
Yeah.
I was ordering magazines, blah, 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 you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you know, like even he was good. Everybody was good. Like when Ali Wong went to see her parents, the dad was perfectly evil that way, the way that she remembers. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't changed a bit.
Oh yeah. Mm.
So, you know.
And the parents, like, just let it go.
Yeah.
Just let that evil sink in, and just it'll be fine. I'm like, Jesus. Yeah, it was
So many, and there was like random funny moments, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we're still here. That part. Oh, there was another big time I busted up laughing. I think it had to do with the cousin. I can't remember what it was.
Dude, you know what I laughed at so hard is when he's like, oh, that's my niece or daughter. No, then you say daughter, and then the cousin Isaac's, I haven't been gone that long. and then immediately you hear that noise that I think we've all heard on our cell phones before with the
that was it. That was it.
They pull it
out.
Yeah. And it's like missing the kid and the dog, and they all look at the kid and the dog, and then it all like boom, and we're like, oh my God. I think I had to pause it at that moment because I was like just dying. I was like, oh my God.
That was hilarious.
Dude.
The synchronization,
so So good. But yeah. Final thoughts?
Final thoughts, A+, man, across the board. The writing, the execution, the acting, the way it looked, the way it was shot, it was like perfectly lit, you know, like it was like perfectly normal world, like everyday world.
The design, like the dude's apartment, just felt like a real
everything felt real,
grounded.
Yeah. So yeah. What do you want to see in season 2? Have you thought about it? Have you had time to process?
Are they gonna do it? Would be awesome if they did like a White Lotus approach to season 2, where it's like two different in a different area, like New York. You know what I mean? Like how cool would that be?
Yeah.
Someone in Miami. I don't know. That'd be kind of really cool.
Yeah, I guess.
This is one of those shows where it's like very fortunate that it's all available at one time to binge. Like if this was like a week at a time, it wouldn't have been successful, and I think I might have stuck with it as much. But because I got to watch it like so quickly, and I was like, I think I'm kind of digging this. And then like the next one got me, the next one got, you know what I mean? Like that.
And they weren't an hour. You know what I'm saying? The episodes weren't an hour.
No. So it was really like, damn, it was good. I love the absurdity of it all. Like it was absurd, but kind of grounded in a crazy way. It was just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
What other little things?
What do you think about George's vases? His artwork.
I would not. I'm
you won't fuck with it?
Hard pass.
Damn, bro, you're a snob.
Even that chair, hard pass.
That chair does not look comfortable. But I think I took an art class and they were talking about chairs. Oh no. It wasn't an art class. It was a documentary I watched. and it was about design, and it was about these people that design chairs, man. The chair game is crazy out there. I don't know if you knew
There's
that.
a couple iconic. There's a couple iconic ones, and there's a whole bunch of knockoffs of those iconic chairs. And there's like one or two I really want to own because I'm like, that's a nice chair, but I'm gonna get the knockoff one.
Yeah,
Um,
the Costco one.
Yeah. Can you deliver it to my door?
Yeah.
Put it together for me. All right. Yeah. Let's move on. I think we've said enough. All right, we got next.
Okay, this is all you, buddy. Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, season 5. I didn't know there was 5 seasons.
Yeah. This is the final season, and they announced it a while ago. And I watched the 3 episodes dropped day 1, and then the fourth episode dropped like 5 days later. So we ended up watching all 4 over the course of the last week. I'll make this kind of quick because I've already been rambling on the last 2 fucking reviews. I would say this is like the show's back in form. Like you could almost skip all of last season. Like season 4 was weird. It got the whole COVID thing, and it just didn't gel right with the writing and the acting and the stories. It's kind of But this one, I'm happy to say they're back on track. Especially episode 4, you're just like, what? And in the first episode alone, I think it was like 1 or 2 episodes, they take some of the supporting characters off the board so they could focus more on just the main handful of characters. Like all the supporting characters, there's so much things happening early on. Boom, you're out of here. Boom, you're out of here. So I was like, okay. So I like the stripped down version of what they're trying to do. The only thing that I have a problem with is they started to go back to the whole she needs to learn to get out of her own way. Like she's her own worst enemy. Like sometimes, like she's a little too entitled and she's a little too shitty. And until she learns that stuff, she's never going to go to that next level. But other than that, the show is like it's kicking on all cylinders, man. And it's been funny and really well shot, and the acting and everyone's like on point again. So I'm happy to say that. So check out Marvelous Miss Maisel on Prime if you're into it. But if you're not that into it, check it out. Watch the first 2 seasons at least. Season 2 is probably the best. Season 3 is good. Skip season 4 if you want to. Just go season 5. You'll be fine.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, moving on. I just wanted to do. I guess we could have done this in new to the list, but I asked you to watch if you could watch, please. Dave is a show on Hulu FX, and it's season 3 just started, and I think it's a hilarious show, and I wanted you to give it a shot so we can chat about it a little bit. And so the show revolves about a underground hip hop white rapper, Jewish guy by the name of Little Dicky, if people don't know. And it kind of tells a story. And that's the premise.
I watched the first 2 episodes of the first season, like you asked me.
Yeah. And what'd you think?
Fucking hilarious.
Yeah, right.
It's sometimes hard to watch because it's like so cringy because this fucking guy, like, he has 0 social skills. And like, why? Like, if I knew this guy, 5 minutes later, I never want to be around him again. Like, I'm good. Like, I can't just be around you. Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah.
But he's not like a mean guy. And he kind of like gets into situations and you kind of like,
Yeah.
And men and how they set up and pay off jokes in the show, fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it was good, man. I remember watching it when it started from the beginning, day 1, and it's hilarious, dude. And just the way that they go around from each episode, like telling a different chapter of whatever he's going through. They did a good job. So season 3 just started. I think there's 2 or 3 episodes in, and man, he's still grinding and hustling. But yeah, I'm glad you like it. If you guys haven't seen it, please check it out. It's worth a watch. It's called Dave, and it's on Hulu or FX if you got cable. All 3 seasons are on Hulu, so check it out. Dave, Little Dicky.
Yeah, it's easy to get in and out of because it's not like it's like Harley Quinn almost. Like you just watch it, you laugh, you in, you're out. You can watch a half episode and just laugh.
Yeah,
and it's not like it's some deep thing. It's just funny.
Yeah. All right. Moving on to our next segment, trailers, and we're gonna do the famous rapid fire, bang, 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 bang. Yeah. So we're gonna go through these pretty quickly. We got a few of them. So we're gonna start with Insidious: The Red Door. I think it's the 5th or 4th Insidious movie. Did you watch it?
No.
Fucker.
Did you just add this?
No, I started the document. It was the first one on there.
Man, I fucked that up. I'm sorry.
Damn. To all my Creepy Corner fans, this is Insidious. It's a pretty good franchise of scary movies. So
what's it about? Actually, no, rapid fire. Just tell us about the trailer.
It looks like it's the last one. The family's still trying to get rid of the evil spirit that's haunting them. And yeah. So if you like the first 4 movies, this is more of that. It's good. It's good.
Is it the same? Is it the same stupid fucking spirit?
No, each time different people try to take it down, bro. Relax. It possesses the child. Come on. Watch Insidious 1. Get your shit together.
That sounds fantastic.
Rose Byrne was the first one, and well, she's still in it, and she's the mom. And then my guy, oh man, he's in a lot of stuff. He's in The Conjuring. He's in this. He was the owl in.
I know who you're talking about, but his name is escaping me.
In Mad Men. Oh no, Watchmen. He was in Jason Patrick. Is it Jason Patrick? Patrick.
Something Patrick.
Dang. Well, anyways, he's in it.
Anyways, you suck.
All right, moving on.
So are you in? Are you?
Oh, I'm in, bro. I'm in. Insidious, okay. I'm in. Creepy Corner, we're all in. All right. All the light that we cannot see.
Yeah.
Did you watch this?
Mark Ruffalo. Yes. All right. I put this on there.
Okay.
This looks cool.
All right.
Not a happy one, based on a book. World War II Nazi.
Yeah.
People trying to escape the Nazis and trying to find like humanity in there. And I think it's directed by Sean Levy, who directed some of the really big fun episodes of Stranger Things. So that's going to be kind of cool. Who's also directing the next Deadpool movie.
Mm-hmm.
It looks good. It's not going to be a happy one, I don't think, but it looks good.
Looks good. I like the way it looks. I like the way they did the trailer. It kind of built up to like the more actiony stuff towards the back end of the trailer. So I'm assuming that there's not going to be a lot of explosions and shit like that. But it looks good. It looks interesting. And like Mark Ruffalo, I mean, when is he ever bad?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
it's coming to Netflix later this fall. All right, what's the next
Moving
one?
on. Fubar. Official trailer on Netflix coming soon.
I gotta tell
Mr. Arnold.
I forgot to watch the trailer.
This guy. Oh, Mr.
Fucking guy. I know.
Wow.
Dropping balls left and right. All right, but go ahead.
All right. So anyways, looks like an action comedy type thing. And Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger retires from the CIA, right? Because he's a badass guy, like always. And they try to bring him in for one last mission, and he's like, "No, I can't do it." And it turns out that he ends up doing it because he has to save his daughter, because his daughter's in the CIA without him knowing it, and she's like an agent that got stuck, whatever. And now it's all FUBAR. You know, I gotta say that FUBAR thing. It's from the 80s. You know, Tango and Cash, like fucked up beyond all recognition. It's kind of corny. I don't know if it grew well for me. I'm like, it was funny when I was a kid, but now I think it's like, we could do better.
Okay.
We'll
see how the show goes.
Yeah.
All right. Are you gonna watch the show or not?
I am gonna watch the show. Don't rush me, fucker. You didn't even watch it. All right. Assassin Club. Another trailer you added.
Yes.
Did you watch this one?
Yes.
And what'd you think of this one?
I think it was pretty cool overall. I like the premise. The cast looks good. It's going to be it looks kind of like ninja assassin-y kind of theme vibes. Just a bunch of people all trying to kill each other. The story is like a bunch of assassins are all paid to like kill each other or kill one person in one city. And they all go there and all hell breaks loose. And Naomi Rapace.
I love her, dude. I love her. She's good in everything.
How did you like her in the trailer?
I mean, I loved her. So yeah, it was good. I like.
She looked nuts.
Yeah.
She looked nuts.
Yeah. So
Because of that. I mean, her alone, I think I'm going to watch the film for.
Yeah.
I'm like, that looks cool.
Yeah. You know what's an underrated movie? The Drop Bar with Gandolfini.
The Drop Bar?
Yeah. With Gandolfini and Tom Hardy. Or The Drop. I think it's called The Drop or The Drop Bar. I've seen it once in the movie theater, but nobody's seen this movie. Tom Hardy, James Gandolfini, and Nomi Rapace. But anyways, this movie looks okay.
Yeah, it looks fun. I mean, it looks fun enough. It might be not great, but I mean, you know what you're getting into. Yeah. It's called Assassin Club.
Yeah, yeah.
Not like fucking
Clubs of Assassins.
It's not called Oscar Club. It's called Assassin Club.
It's not award season club. That's for sure. All right, moving on.
All right, what's the last show?
The last one.
Last show for a series.
Yeah, I wrote it down too because I was like, American Born Chinese?
Yeah, based on a book.
Okay. Oh, you, buddy, you put this on there.
Did you watch
I did watch the trailer.
It's been around for a while because the director also directed Shang-Chi. And he's a good director, and it's a TV show on Disney Plus. And Michelle Yeoh is one of the stars, and Ki Hui, I can't believe I got his name wrong. He just won an Academy Award. Both of them just won Academy Awards, and now they're going into this show. It's coming out. Like, Disney's got to be happy. They got a bunch of fucking Academy Award winners on the show for cheap, probably. And it's like a big sci-fi-ish project where some kids like have to realize, like, oh, by the way, we got to save the universe because of evil things. And there's a lot of, effects and crazy stuff and action and lots of kung fu. And it looks pretty cool. It looks like they could have spent a little bit more money on it, maybe, but we'll find out. I'm not really sure. What are your thoughts?
Oh my God. At first, I thought you were fucking with me when I saw this trailer. It's like, is this fucking guy trolling me? What the fuck? Is he trying to gaslight me? Like, bro, like this looks like some like, all right, let's make like I don't want to be mean, but dude, I gotta be honest. It looks like the people that did Willow, like they were like they were Team A, and then they put Team B on this.
Oh shit,
bro! This looks horrible.
It looks not as good as I thought it was going to, with that pedigree of people who are working on it.
Like I don't know why I don't know why Michelle Yeoh and the I can't say his name, so I'm not gonna try. Short Round would do this.
Short Round. Yeah.
I'm like, bro, it looks horrible. Look, it just looks bad. And it's gonna be worse than Willow, bro, on Disney Plus.
I don't know, dude.
Because that one at least didn't look, the trailer looked okay. Like they gave a shit. Like they just put this out there. Like nobody was like, a little, I would have been nervous. I'm like, hey, you guys sure you guys don't want to like, just put some overtime in a little bit? I don't know. Can we do just more title cards for now? Something, dude. I don't know, bro. It looks horrible.
Oh man.
Sorry, guys. For being the negative Nancy.
I'll tell you right now, I was looking forward to it more before I watched the trailer. I'll definitely say
before you started fucking with me with this trailer. I'm like, I called you and I texted you. I was like, is that one of them? Do you remember?
Oh yeah, you were like, did you add that?
I'm like, oh yeah.
Like someone like hacked our document and was like,
somebody's putting trash on our shit, dude. Whatever, man. Damn, bro.
All right,
moving on. All right, new to the list. Ghosted, Apple Plus.
Yeah.
I watched it.
Oh my God,
the other night. Yeah,
we tried to watch it on Friday. We were like, oh, we want to do something new and different. Let's just watch it. Guess how many minutes in we got?
Quitter time. 10.
Dude.
Not even 10?
I want to say I'm going to guess 3 or 4 minutes.
Oh, did you get to the meet cute? Did they meet?
Yeah. It was so fucking dumb.
Bro.
It was just like, even Christina was like, she's more tolerant than I am. And she was like, who wrote this? Like, why are these actors, how did they agree to do this? Did they not read the script? Like those words that they're saying to each other, they're so bad. And I'm like, babe, they got houses they're going to buy all over the place. That's why I don't know. But yeah, we got about 3 or 4 minutes in and out of here. Like, God damn it.
Yeah.
You made it the whole way.
Well, I fell asleep.
That doesn't count.
What do you mean?
Oh,
I fell asleep.
You fell asleep until the credits rolled, and then you woke up. Like that doesn't.
I fell asleep, and Matthew was watching something else. That's so funny. I was like, "What happened?" Like, don't worry about it. I'm like, "Yeah, didn't too, bro." I gotta say, the acting was horrible, and specifically, I'm in another Armas club.
Yeah.
Hey,
I was so curious.
Homegirl, can she act, bro? Can we ask that question yet? Besides Knives Out, which is probably like they need to make a statue out of that. Her, you know what I'm saying? Because it's so good, right? Her performance. But besides that, I'm like, can this girl act? I'm like, did they make like? I'm not one to judge accents, right? But I'm like, homegirl, I'm not, like, dude, your accent was tough too in this movie. Was that me? Did you catch the accent? Her English was a little.
Yeah. We were just like,
oh, but you only saw like 3 minutes of it, so you didn't even fucking know, bro. Like when she was in the car talking on the phone, and I
think we saw that part too. No, we saw that.
And I'm like, is she acting like she's listening to a phone call? Like, she had like her lips puckered. I'm like, is that how she thinks people listen to phone calls? Is that her acting face for listening to a phone call in a car? Because she's driving, right? And she's like, blank expression. I don't know. I don't know how you do it, but that wasn't it. Because I'm like, why am I looking at her face puckered up? Like, why is she puckering her up her lips? Nobody's there. Like, yeah. I'm like, bro, it was horrible.
Dude, my theory is there was no director for this film. Like everyone just kind of showed up and did whatever they wanted to do. And there were some poor editors somewhere who wanted to like fucking blow their brains out. Like, okay, we got to make something out of this. And then, man.
It didn't get better. FYI.
Man, yeah. So we should have put this under what we watched.
Yeah, we didn't know. We didn't. But we remember we're like.
We don't talk that much sometimes about things because we want to make it spontaneous. We spontaneously are both on this film. So,
all right.
Let's get out of this. Let's just get out of this.
All right. Oh, and then we already talked about Dave. So, yeah.
There we go. Rocket. All right. Rolling.
Boom.
Check out Dave.
Check it out. All That's way worth it, by the way.
Yeah. That'll take the fucking taste of ghost out of your mouth.
Apple does miss. I'm always like, they don't miss, but now they missed. All right.
Dude, that was a big miss. Like they need to like just wipe it off their servers and be like, we don't know what that.
You know, they didn't promote it like the other movies they promote. You know what I'm saying either.
And you know how like Warner Brothers made Batgirl disappear, like that shit never existed, and they needed that dude, whoever did that, to go over to Apple to help give him a hand. Yeah. Anyways, what we got next and lastly?
All right, next and lastly. All right, we got our world famous double feature. World famous. Thank you to everybody that listens out there. We love you. We got Arrival's Revenge. You know, like in honor of beef and people not letting go. You know?
Yeah.
We got shit to do, you know?
So I got some. I only really got
I got one too.
So maybe I should go for it. There's so many. There are so many. But I want it to go in a slightly different direction.
No, but I think mine's. I think yours is going to be more out there. Mine's going to be more basic.
We'll find out. I'm not too
excited about it.
I don't feel like I didn't dig too deep. This just came to mind. I'm like, yep, I wanted to like shift the tone and the feeling. You know, I didn't want this dark beef thing cloud hanging over me.
It was heavy. Like route. My movie's not heavy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine's not.
Okay. So we're going. All right. You ready? We're doing first.
A movie where the main character. You want to go first?
Go ahead. I'll let you go first.
I think I went first.
All right.
Then,
okay.
You know, go ahead.
All right. So I got John Wick 2.
Ooh, okay.
Because you know what I'm saying? I'm like, a question, is John Wick 2 the best John Wick? I don't know. Could be. I mean, I think I like it more than the first one.
It's pretty fucking
good. It's pretty good. And then like I like everything about John Wick 2. So I like when he goes into the rave and
the catacombs
and all that. Then he runs into Common.
lady.
Hey, John,
Yeah.
working? Yeah. You? Yeah. Good night? Yeah, so far. And he's like, oh, shit.
And that was after he did his
he
deed.
killed his,
Yeah.
so.
I really wanted Common to show up in the next one, and he didn't show up in 3. Hopefully he's in 4.
And
but
that's
I
a
doubt
dope
it,
name,
because
Cassian. Like, that's a cool hitman name. John Wick and Cassian.
when they're like quietly shooting at each other in the subway, trying to hide their guns, like walking all casual. I'm like, who thinks of this?
And we got
crazy.
and then in John Wick 2, we got like more of like the underworld and like the more into like the suit guy and like the bulletproof vest and like the sommelier of fucking guns, like, oh, this is
that scene was,
you know what I'm saying?
good.
Like, so I got that. I got John Wick 2.
That's a good one. So mine's so his rival in that, I mean,
Everybody
has his old boss, and then at the very end, everyone is his fucking rival. That was a baller ending right there. We're like, damn. They took it to 11. All right, so the total twist is my pick is about a character who has 2 rivals almost that he has to deal with in this, and he's got to come around to in his own bullshit. He's actually got several rivals when you think about it. And the lead character, his name is Ricky Bobby.
I saw that one. I love Ricky Bobby.
So that's the total different rivals / it's not really revenge, but I mean, he has a lot of rivals. Like he has the
Jean-Pierre
on the track. He's got Jean
Pierre, I think Jean-Pierre. Ricky Bobby.
John Gennard, something like that.
Ricky Bobby.
And then he's got his former best friend Cal he's got to deal with, and then he's got his dad that he's got to deal with. Yeah, so that would be my rival pick to try to counter program the heaviness of beef.
Yeah, that's good. I love Ricky Bobby. Pick. I'm so paralyzed. Bobby, so. Don't you do it, Ricky Bobby. Don't you put that knife in there.
Don't put that in, mama.
And then he tries to dig the fucking knife with the other knife. Oh my God.
Get the angle. Get the angle.
I love seeing the bloopers of that shit.
You hit the bone. It's hitting the bone. Hit the bone.
Oh my God, bro. Like, I'm on fire. He's running around in his fucking tiny whities. Man, that shit is hilarious.
Give it to me straight, Doc. Can he not walk anymore? What? No, he found that wheelchair in the hallway.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so good.
Too much. I mean, I don't want to even get it. We'll just talk about it forever. Talladega Nights. So yeah, that's my my rival pick. And
you can stream them. I think it ends well. John Wick's on Peacock and HBO, I think. I don't know about Ricky Bobby. There you go, guys. All right. Well, I think that's going to make it to the end of our show today. Any last tidbits you want to add?
Yeah, I thought our show was going to go a little shorter. Nope. God damn it. I'm trying to get us under an hour again, and it just keeps not happening.
Bro, for a second, I was like, oh my God, this is going to be a long episode.
Oh, man, we're cutting stuff too. Anyways, but we're in the pocket, man. So I got nothing. And it felt good. So
good job by us.
Stand by all our bullshit. Yes.
All right. Well.
All right, man. Take us out of here.
That's our show, everybody. And once again, thanks for listening. This guy tried to do a teleprompter thing on me, and you failed. He put on there, look at this fucking guy. That's our show. And he thought I was just going to read it. Once again, Andres is the best. Sucker. I didn't just read. I'm not the teleprompter guy like Anchorman.
What was the line again?
You just read it. San Diego, go fuck yourself. You're such a jerk. Hey, I caught it. Go fuck yourself, Andres. Thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe. Leave comments and recommendations. Are we missing anything out there in the universe? All right, let us know. Please like and subscribe. My name is Francisco, and
I'm always Andres.
Have a great week. 2 nerds, 1 pod. Let's go. Maros, put on the list.